Venus, Virgo, it is your July 2023 forecast. We've done 5 of these. This is the 6th. This is the official halfway point. I will be getting out all of these before the month of July. I know I posted and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do them every week. But that didn't seem fair. Why should the later zodiac signs be forced to wait, halfway through July to get their signs? So we're doing them all. We will probably get Libra done today as well, and then we will work our way through the rest of the zodiac the next 2 days or 3 days, right? Okay. So I just want to give a brief overview. In this one, I won't mention this in the future months because it's the first inaugural zodiac forecast for July. I'm going to give you an overview of what my personal beliefs are about astrology and tarot, how we use those, how they fit into the metaphysical cosmology of everything that's going on. So listen, it's you. It's always you. This is your world. You're creating it. Your beliefs, your faith, your conviction, your persistence shape your reality. It's your imagination. We believe Neville Goddard when he says your imagination is God. You can test that. You can verify that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out my podcast, Synchronicity. I've been babbling about this for many years. So there's an ample amount of information and content. You can go check that out. But when it comes to the divine arts, we're talking tarot, astrology, anything else you'd be looking at, numerology, sacred geometry, any metaphysical cosmology. How does that fit in? I look at astrology and tarot kind of like energetic weather reports. So we're looking at some forecasting of what we can expect the energy will be looking forward. None of this should make you feel as though it's binding or constrictive or it's dooming you or condemning you to some negative energy or positive energy. However, when we're going through things, you ever have a day where it's just like that day was amazing? I have no idea why. There was no exact circumstance that should have made this day so amazing. Go check out your astrology. Go just check out your placements, your aspects, and see what's there. More often than not, you'll find some reason that, oh, it makes sense. And on the flip side, you ever have just like a shit horrible day and you can't figure out why? You may have some Saturn influences. You may have some squares going on that are just kind of fucking your shit up. So we use these as tools to help us navigate the kind of trials and tribulations of life, hopefully pointing us upwards on the spiral of ascension so we can get more awareness, more consciousness, and just kind of understand what's going on in our lives. So that's how we use it. That's what we do. Let's talk about some of the astrology that's happening in July for you, Virgo. You are a very detail-oriented person. You really get into the weeds and understand the minutia of everything that's going on, and that can be amazingly positive. If you use that as an organizing principle, you can find all of the benefits. Things don't really escape you. You really know what's going on. On the flip side is there can be some obsession. There can be some rumination, especially for you Virgo moons. You can really get hit in the feels very hard and kind of dwell on things that aren't really serving you. So we want to be aware of what our innate qualities are. Virgo, for you, that's it. You really have that ability to really get focused on the small things, which is both great and can be quite frustrating. So just be aware of your innate personalities. If you have a Venus placement for Virgo, a lot of this is going to have to do with love and relationships. That's for the Venus placements. The sun, that's your expression. The moon, that's your internal world, your feelings, and your rising sign. That's typically how people perceive you, how you interact with people. They may feel that you are that way. So that's just the brief overview of what we're doing with these. With that said, let's get into some of the astrological placements for Virgo. I got my handy dandy list. I came prepared, guys and gals. So the moon enters Virgo on July 23rd. You will absolutely feel that, emotionally. You may get kind of stuck and ruminating about some things. It's okay. It's an opportunity to really delve into your feelings and understand what's going on. And if you do find yourself kind of getting on an obsessive track of thinking, just be aware, the moon just moved into my sign. This is why I'm being asked to look at it. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that's happening. Okay. You also have you have a lot Virgo. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have more planets moving in and out of your signs than any other zodiac sign this month. So you can feel special for that. And some are very positive and some are what we would call hindering. It might be a little bit tricky to navigate. Speaking of tricky, you have Saturn and Neptune moving into Virgo, or they're in Virgo. And that can feel like it's hindering your progress. It can feel like it's kind of holding you back. Paradoxically, you have Jupiter here in Virgo, and Jupiter is an expansive Zeus coming around and giving you blessings and gifts and opening up all these possibilities and opportunities. So on one hand, you have all of these opportunities and amazing kind of experiences right there, right at your fingertips. But then you also have Saturn and Neptune kind of being like, pump the brakes. Pump those fucking brakes. You might not be able to actualize these things as quickly as you like. And then as a Virgo, you might go and go, well, this is the reason why. That's the reason why. Here's another reason why. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Just know that you do have a lot of transformative energy coming your way. But if you feel like it's not flowing as well as you would like it to flow, you have some planetary influences really kind telling you to like slow it down. Pump those brakes. Just like don't get too frustrated if things aren't clicking the way you want them to click. If you are able to gain that perspective and have that and hold that perspective, those opportunities are abundant. There's so many possibilities and opportunities to just like really get some cool shit done. You just don't want to get caught up too much in the negative or kind of troubling or difficult aspects of what's going on. Okay? Just want to point that out. Mercury also enters Virgo on July 11th. This is the planet of communication, information, local travel. This is a good time for trying to understand your mind. So if you do find kind of some hindrances happening, this is a great time to investigate those and also kind of see how they fit in emotionally, how it's hitting you, how it feels, and take that opportunity to kind of work through those things confidently and knowing, using your organizational and planning prowess, like you have that as a Virgo, that you can work through those things pretty well and hopefully pretty quickly. Okay, you also have Mars entering Virgo the same day, July 11th. And Mars is the planet of action, confrontation, war, movement, but it's also strength, right? So you're going to have a lot of kind of like internal strength allowing you to work through maybe difficult things that have been going on in your life recently and setting you up for the future to really like kind of like get shit done. So again, tons and tons of energy flowing into your chart, flowing into your being. Capitalize it on as best as you can and try not to get so frustrated. Also, doubt may be creeping in. May have already creeped in about your abilities, but recognize you do have the power to dispel that distress. All right. You absolutely can do things to help you work through that. Just don't forget you have that innate power. If you lose touch with that, it may feel overwhelming and it may feel like, oh my God, I'm a little bit hopeless here. But there's no reason to feel that. You have so many opportunities coming your way, Virgo. Don't squander them by feeling blue. Okay. And if you do feel blue, just be patient with yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't come up with 1,001 ways that, you're not doing the right thing and you should have done that and you didn't do this and blah, 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 blah. Just try to like be aware of that mindset, and it may be something that's coming up, but you don't have to buy into it wholesale, right? You don't have to completely like latch on to those negative things or difficult things that are happening in your life. It's just, you don't have to. You can. You don't have to. It's a really, 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 really good month to organize and plan out what it is you would like to have happen for the rest of the year and just going forward in general. You are a wonderful organizer. You are a wonderful planner. If you're a Virgo who feels like you're not good at that, trust me, just put a little bit of effort into, write down the stuff that you really are interested in, that you want to experience, your desires. That should help you. Like for all the signs, writing in general, specifically rather, is exactly what helps a Virgo. Like even if you don't have a lot of experience doing it, get a fucking journal. Write it down with a pen and paper. Imprinting this into your reality helps you express it into your reality. And this is very important for you, Virgo. Please take the time to write this stuff down. It's always important for all of the signs, for all people, but for you, Virgo, it is incredibly important, okay? You're an earth sign. We want to stay grounded. We want to stay focused, and we want to stay organized. Okay. And just again, remember that this is a really good month to relax and de-stress. Okay. Don't let yourself get all worked up into a hot ball of stress where it's like, oh my God, what am I going to? That is not what you need right now, okay? You need to relax. You need to chill out, chillax, smoke some weed if you're into that. Do whatever you got to do to get those vibes up and feeling it, because I'm telling you, you got so many opportunities these months to do some really amazing things. And you might be able to even intuit that and feel it as I'm speaking. We're still here at the end of June, but July is right around the corner, and this is a month for you to really, really get some cool shit done. And at the very least, plant those seeds that are going to be coming and, harvest them with all their juicy goodness. Okay. All right, let's get into the cards. We're going to start with the Rider-Waite here. You should be able to see it here underneath, right? We got our handy dandy card holder. I mentioned it in the last podcast. I have a new camera coming, so you'll be able to see my double chin in full HD. That should be gone in a couple of weeks. I've been doing this cleanse. It feels good. Virgo, for you, right? Ruler of the 6th house, health, 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 health. Health is very important for you. Please take care of your physical body. You are an earth sign. It is paramount that you take care of your physical well-being. Obviously important for everyone, but for you, Virgo, very, very, very important. Do not let your physical health wane. Once it does, it begins to impact your spiritual, your mental, and your emotional health. So please be aware of your body. Feel good in your body. If you're doing stuff that isn't good for your body, just try to course correct there. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to do it, but trust me, it'll help you as much as anyone if you are feeling good in your body. Okay, let's get to it. 3 of Cups reversed. Queen of Cups upright. We love it. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So 3 of Cups reversed is kind of like we're not in that celebratory period just yet. And this is kind of what I was alluding to in those Saturnian and Neptunian, issues in your sign, right? There's going to be some hindrances. There's going to be some frustration potentially, and there's going to be some things like, why isn't it working? And what's cool about the 3 of Cups is this does indicate there will be a period of grace and abundance and celebration, like harvest time, right? We can see the cornucopia on the bottom. Can we see that? See that on the bottom? Cornucopia, pumpkins, the flowers, the 3 ladies having fun. But reverse, there's going to be some kind of restriction, right? You need to learn this lesson, that type of stuff. And it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just be aware that if frustration begins to creep in, like I said, don't come up with the list of all the things that are going wrong in your life. That isn't going to help you. Sometimes it helps to get perspective. We want to be aware of everything that's going on. But Virgo, you may end up ruminating, right? If your Venus placement is in Virgo, this is likely to do with your relationships or your lack of relationship. Oh, I'm just not good enough. This person doesn't love me. They're not showing affection. I'm failing as a partner. My partner is failing me. That type of shit. Just don't buy into it, please. You have so much opportunity for positive change. There will be catalysts all over your life, allowing you to kind of jump through nexus points and up-level your consciousness, up-level your life experiences, but you can't allow yourself to get dragged down into all of the things that are going wrong. And there may be a tendency to do that, and that's okay. Just be aware of it and be like, all right, I hear you, but I'm going to push off to the side right now so I can focus on myself. That's what's important to me. Queen of Cups here is showing you how to do that, right? Let's talk about imagination. Let's talk about your ability to create, okay, and to live within a world of your own design. Queen of Cups, she's holding this cup here. Those are her dreams. Those are her goals. Those are her desires. She lovingly holds it gently, right? Her emotional body is safe and secure, and she knows that whatever is in that cup is destined to come out and reveal what it is she wants in life. And that's you. Get your emotional body straight. Okay, understand what your goals are, understand what is important to you, really get clear about that, set your intention. Should we go over the imaginal technique with the Queen of Cups? Yes, we should. Here's what you do. Okay, before you're going to sleep is probably the best time to do this. As you're drifting off to sleep, you are going in your mind's eye to create a situation related to a desire that implies that it has already happened. Okay, what that means is let's say you want a new job. Okay, you want a job that pays well, is in a field that you're very interested in, that you're passionate about, that you get indicators of success, that you're doing great. What you're going to do is not imagine getting that job. You're not going to imagine doing the things you have to do to get that job. You're going to imagine you already have it. It's already something that is there. And you're going to build this image in your mind's eye with all of the trappings of exactly what it would look like and most importantly feel like. We're dealing with the emotions here with the Queen of Cups. For instance, let's say you have this job and you're talking to a friend or you're talking to your family and, they say, hey, how's the new job going? And you go, amazing. It's going great. And they say, oh, I'm so happy for you. And maybe they give you a big old hug and you can feel that hug. This is what you're creating in your mind's eye as you're drifting off to sleep in that hypnagogic state, right? That space right in between you're falling asleep, that dream space where you still have some degree of control of it, and you're just going to do that as you drift off to sleep. Do it, for a few nights in a row, a week if you can, and just at a certain point, you will notice a shift where you really start believing that that is true and that it's reality. And it is true. I want to talk a little bit about the active mechanism that allows that to take place. And Virgo, you're going to be good at that. You put in all the details, how you feel emotionally, what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, all of these things, what it sounds like, those are going to be there for you. And it's essentially going to be something that feels real. It will feel almost like an inevitable thing. For instance, think about like what you have in your refrigerator right now. You know what you have in your refrigerator. You possess it. It's there. You don't have to question or doubt what it is that's in there. You know that it's there. It's the same thing with the imaginal techniques. You know that this is true. You're just waiting for it to play out on the screen of reality. And that's all you're doing. It's not anything more complex or bigger than that. Of course, there are tons of other techniques you can use. Go check out the podcast. Any podcast I've done that says imaginal techniques, number 1, number 2, number 3. You can go and find a lot of different ways to do this, but that's the most basic and easiest one to do. Also, it's very important to note that this is testable. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for it. Test it out yourself and see what happens. The reason I'm bringing this up and going through the technique is the Queen of Cups shows us that this is the opportunity. When I was talking about Jupiter, when I was talking about these, expansive opportunities and possibilities that are right there just waiting for you to reach out and grab them, this is how we achieve that. So again, focus on a desire. Focus on something that's very important to you. Don't put so much importance that it's going to freak you out, but something that really means a lot to you. Just put in some effort. And again, Virgo, you're really well suited for this because you can really home in and identify what would make this real for you. You know how to do that. You're aware, your awareness and consciousness around what you witness and perceive is probably the strongest out of all of the zodiac signs. So this is a way that we can practically have this happen in our lives as a Virgo. So just please don't waste that opportunity because this is the month where you're probably going to see results sooner rather than later. One other note is signs always follow. I've mentioned this in other readings. When a magical synchronicity or coincidence or circumstance happens, that's because you've already made an internal shift. That's not your signal to then begin shifting. You've already done it. So take those as affirmations that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, because that is actually what is going to determine whether you're doing the right thing or not. You're getting the signs, you're getting the confirmation. Okay? Very powerful month to use the imaginal techniques, to use any manifestation technique that resonates with you, emotionally. The emotions are the juice that allow this to happen. When you know everything is going your way, everything starts to go your way. When you know the world is against you and everything is fucked, guess what happens? Everyone is against you and the world is fucked. You are in control of that. You can always control how you feel. It may be difficult. It may be feeling impossible. It may feel hopeless, but you still have that ability. You still have that skill. You still have that innate power. So don't forget that, because it's a liberating concept. It's a liberating reality. It allows you to shift and move through dimensions and awareness and perspectives seamlessly when you kind of get the hang of it. And Virgo, this is a very good month for you to start doing that, okay? Be gentle with yourself if things aren't happening right away, but there are so many opportunities available for you. That's like the key word here for this reading, opportunities. Virgo, you have a lot of opportunities this month. Don't squander them. Don't waste them. Don't waste your time feeling blue and sad and bad. It's just not worth it. That's all. It's not a big deal. Just not worth it, okay? Ace of Pentacles. A new path is opening up for you related to your emotions and abundance. If you felt that there's been some pressure or some lack mentality going on, and maybe you can identify what you've done wrong or what has been going wrong, that's okay. You're just asking, and you're basically saying and have said to your higher self, please show me the areas where I can do better. Please show me where I can get more aligned and attuned with what it is that I really want in life and how I would like to feel. Please show me those opportunities. I don't want to hide from them anymore. I want to be aware of them. I don't want to obsess about them. I don't want to get caught in a loop where I'm just constantly thinking about this over and over and over and over. And Virgo, I know you're very familiar with that, especially Virgo moons. Like, you are going to feel that. You are going to feel that rumination and obsession and, oh geez, I just can't get a break. It's just you're showing yourself that so you can course correct. Okay? It's not because you're destined to fail or you're a failure or everything is wrong and you knew it, and that's why, oh, look at this reason and that reason and this reason, and those are all the reasons that shit is fucked. It's not what it's about. It's for your own good. It's for your own awareness. You're really going to see things open up when you can put in the work. Thank you for the follow, Corey Macon. You can tell me how to pronounce that. So just like be aware that this is something that is really for your own good and really for your own benefit. Don't run away from the negativity. Don't dwell in the negativity. Don't jump in the ocean of suffering. Stay there, dip your toes in. So get familiar with it and be like, you know what? I feel that. Maybe I don't want to jump in that freezing cold water of suffering. I certainly don't want to stay there. Okay? Possibilities, imagination. We're feeling good, Virgo. So many opportunities. I do want to be clear that like there will be some ups and downs. You may feel restricted a little bit. And it's just Saturn doing his fucking thing. Kronos, Zeus's dad. It's like, chill out, bruh. I get it. I get the lessons. There we go. We love to see it. Strength. Okay. 7 of Swords and 4 of Cups reversed. Okay. Strength is very clear. It's not physical strength. It's emotional strength. It's inner strength. It's summoning up that courage and belief and persistence and conviction that allows you to move through life gracefully and with confidence. Okay. That is there for you this month. That's also Jupiter really blessing you with the ability to feel that and know that it is present. Any restriction, any kind of, especially you may feel some restrictions, creatively, there's the word, creatively. That's Neptune there doing its thing. It may be kind of being like, I just don't have that passion or inspiration. Inspiration is the key word there. Inspiration to do the things that I know that I can do creatively. It's temporary. It will not last. You absolutely do have the ability to creatively flex your muscles and get amazing things done. And in fact, when you recognize that and kind of dig deep and discover that, that's when those opportunities start turning into reality. They cease to be just potentialities. They become actualities, right? There is this ability to really have these amazing things happen. You just have to dig deep a little bit and feel that power. I know we like to think in terms of specifics here, Virgo, but these are general kind of big broad strokes of positivity and strength that are present. It's not just like it's a large arc. It is a large wave of kind of recognition and realizing like all of the awesome stuff that is right there for you, the taking. 7 of Swords here, right? 7 of Swords indicate that like maybe you tried to get away with something. Venus, if this is for you, Venus placements in Virgo, maybe you tried to get away with something in your relationship and it didn't work. That shortcut you tried to take, That thing you tried to do busted. It didn't work. You got to take the long way. There's no shortcut this time, and that's okay. It's okay when we find out sometimes we actually have to put in the work. And for Virgo, it's not going to be too hard for you because you don't mind putting in the work, right? You do not mind going through the motions and doing all the things that need to do that add up to success in whatever area in your life you're looking for success. So just like, don't try to take too many shortcuts in July. Probably not going to work out, and you'll learn a lot more if you go kind of the long way. Think of it as the scenic route. Okay, you might miss some awesome stuff if you try to take the shortcuts. And I don't want to say, that it won't work out. It's just your chances for success if you try to take a shortcut this month. Probably it's not the best approach, okay? That's all I'm saying. It's not the best approach. And then we have the Four of Cups. And this is where we're talking about those opportunities and restrictions. There is a great possibility that you will be presented with something that you hadn't considered before, and you will take that step. You will take the positive action that will allow you to alleviate whether it's stress, disharmony, distortions, even fear. You're ready to take that step. You are absolutely aware that there has been something that you've been missing. You have focused on all the things you know about ad nauseum. You've gone over them and over them and over them. But now there is this possibility, there is this opportunity, and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to take it. I am going to take this opportunity now. I'm going to actualize my potentiality and really take that next step. And you're ready for it. This strength is allowing you to do it. Don't take the shortcuts. Right? And just please know that this opportunity, you are ready for it. You are absolutely ready to take that next step, right? For whatever area of your life this is, you are ready for it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't obsess of all the reasons it's not going to work. You're ready for it. This has really been right next to you, and you've been putting it off and you've been ignoring it, and it hasn't been something you're ready to do. Now you are ready. In July, you are ready to take that step. And any steps you take in July, like I said, they're likely to really click when you really take that step. And when I say really click, it doesn't mean instantly. It doesn't mean right away. There may be some restriction, especially in the realms of creativity. There may be some restriction, but it is working, and trust that it's working. One of the key words for this reading I'm hearing, persistence. Stay with it. Stick with it. Don't burn yourself out, but stick with it. It is something that you will not regret. Do you know how good it feels when you're about to give up, you're about to quit, you're pushed to the brink, everything's chaos, and then somehow you dig deep, find that strength, and then it works? It feels amazing. It feels better than if everything you're doing just clicks instantly and everything is flowing. That feels great too. I'm not knocking that. But when you really overcome something and achieve something after kind of difficulty, it's a really good feeling. So just stay persistent. That is a key word. Opportunities and persistence are going to be the key themes for you in July. Let's pull some animal oracles. Here they are. I mentioned this in the last reading. We'll be giving away some decks, so stay tuned. If you are a follower, that is a prereq. You can win readings. Cormac, you can have a reading. I do Instagram personal readings. You just have to follow me on Instagram, and I will post them. And I do readings there. I think all of the readings are closed on my website. You can check out, but I have blocked them off because this is primarily what I'm doing this month. Once I'm done this week, I'll probably open up some personal readings for people. But right now, we're doing Virgo, and this is what it is. If you want to get kind of free readings on the Patreon when we do the weekly live stream, the general one, often whoever's in there, I will offer free tarot or astrology readings, and I'm happy to do those. But this is for Virgos. This is for Virgos for July. Okay? Animal. Dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Don't sacrifice the things that are important to you, even if it feels like they're not fitting in right now. Just like stick with it. This is what I was talking about with persistence, loyalty to your dreams, loyalty to what you believe in, to what you feel is true. Don't let it go. The only time manifestation doesn't work, and it's always working, don't think it's something that ever is inactive. It's always working. We may not be liking what it's doing, is when you give up. It's when you give up. That's when it ceases to be. That's what it ceases to be. You're a Taurus. You can, I'm just saying, Cormacan, you can absolutely, I did Taurus. You can check back. They're all available for the Patreon. I think this month I'm also leaving them up on YouTube. You can go check out the previous live stream. We've already done Taurus. So you can go and check that out. They're all available. We're just working our way through the zodiac. But of course you can get readings. I never deny. Okay. Bobcat spirit, life is a mystery. And this is kind of getting to that, like, where I'm saying there's a lot of opportunities, but there's also restriction. That's kind of like what this is, right? Like, there is that kind of juxtaposition of, like, there's so much potential amazing things happening, but it might not be like super smooth sailing the whole time, right? It might not be like, oh, well, you know, I just put up my sails and the wind carried me right to my destination. But that's part of the fun of it. Like, I know when things aren't going exactly how we want them to go, our tendency is to be like, oh, fuck, this sucks. But I always point this out. You wouldn't know what an amazing time felt like if you didn't know what a not amazing time felt like. That's one of the benefits of duality. Right? You would just feel like this is it. If you were happy and ecstatic all the time, you would have no reference point. So it actually wouldn't feel like you're happy and ecstatic. So be grateful for challenges. Don't be a weirdo and like, you know, oh, I love the pain. It's so great. I just want fucked up things in my life. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is just begin to appreciate the things you don't understand. There's a lot of value and wisdom that can come from not knowing things. And when you can appreciate stuff that you just don't fully understand consciously, that's when the subconscious and unconscious can come in and give you signs and amazing things that happen. Like, hey, here you go. Like, here's something that you didn't even think about that's really going to be a positive thing in your life. But because you didn't like push it away by rejecting it because you didn't understand it, you have that opportunity to come in and really experience something amazing. Snake spirit, time to heal. And this is also what I was talking about in the reading with like your physical body. Take care of yourself, Virgo, in July. Prioritize your health. And when I say health, your physical, emotional, spiritual well-being. Please take the time. If you notice you're getting out of whack and you're not feeling 100%, not even feeling 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, you got to prioritize yourself. Like, you have to. If you don't, the possibility of like really succumbing to those restrictions and negative feelings and hopelessness and possibly depression, it goes up exponentially. So like, it's super important to really take care of yourself physically. I say physically to start because sometimes that's easier for a lot of us. Like, we can, not saying it's easy always to get like physically back in tip top shape or like whatever. But it can be a little bit easier than trying to like delve into like deep subconscious emotional issues that can be very painful for people to experience head on. So start with what you can control. For instance, I did a cleanse. I started it 3 weeks ago. It's a huge cleanse. It was anti-parasitic, kidney, the liver, heavy metal. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit. And I got to say, I had not been feeling great. And once I started to like prioritize and take care of my body, things started to click. My focus started to come back. My energy came back. I stopped feeling low. I didn't like want to not wake up in the morning because I had another day of, it just became a lot easier. So please, Virgo, your sixth house stuff, that's the house of health. This is Virgo's house. Like, please make sure that you are properly taking care of your mind, body, and soul. Critically important this month. If you want to blunt the effects of Saturn and Neptune, kind of like fucking with your shit, feel good. Health. Very important for you, Virgo. You're an earth sign too. So like, your material form, your corporeal body is a big part of your being. So please don't deny that. Okay. So stay persistent to what you believe in. Heal yourself. What was the other one? And the mysteriousness of life. Enjoy it. Don't deny it. Okay? Really important there. Let's pull in Nature's Whispers Oracle. We like these. Amplify your positive emotions. Okay. That is what your task is, this goal. And stay persistent. Stay persistent with it. Core Macon, I'm going to be polite about this, but no, you can't have your reading now. This is for Virgos. We're doing that. There's an order. If you want more information, you can go on the Patreon and understand why we're doing this, but I just don't dole out readings when we're doing this. There is a time and place for that. I offer them all the time. So, but I appreciate the persistence. I get it. It's good shit. But please please amplify the good in your life. That will cascade and really, really, like, it's going to lead to a lot of those opportunities opening up and flowering. If you ruminate, if you obsess, if you kind of succumb to the negativity, it just gets that much harder to like seize those opportunities, right? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, and if you do notice that you're kind of like beating yourself up, just like take a step back, take a deep breath, and be like, do I really want to be doing this? Like, you don't have to. And I'm here to tell you, like, there is enough good lurking beneath the surface where you can really get some positive stuff going for you. But you have to kind of work for it. And Virgos, you're not afraid of working. You're not afraid of digging in and finding the stuff that works and that doesn't work. Just try to skew more to the positive side this month. There are plenty of opportunities where you can focus on the shit that's not going great. And, you know, there's value there. There's value there, but this is not the month for it for you. This is the month to really prioritize your health and your positivity. And if that feels a little icky or off or you're not ready to do it, that's fine. That's totally fine. Just don't beat yourself up over it, okay? That's all I'm asking. But really, like, stay persistent in taking care of yourself. Trust me, optimism begets optimism. Negativity begets negativity. You amplify what you are thinking and believing. Here's a little tip for you, Virgo. You might like this one. Let's say you have a negative thought come in. Let's say you're looking at your love life and it's just not going the way you want it to go. And you say, you know what? I'm just no good. Like, this is the reason I'm no good. That's the reason I'm no good. I'm not good at this. Okay. You're creating that situation. So when it happens and you catch yourself with a little bit of mindfulness and awareness there, just create another thought. You know what? I am really good. I'm actually pretty fucking awesome. People should love me because I love myself and it's really amazing. Just shoot another energetic thought that's counter to the negative one in the same moment. Don't let it hang there. Don't let those negative, listen, if we had an ability to actually track all of our thoughts throughout the day, which we don't, there's too many of them, and you saw written down on a piece of paper how many times you engage in negative self-talk, you would be horrified. If you then made it like you were saying those things to another person, you would never do that. You would never berate another person like we end up berating ourselves. So all I'm saying is when that happens, shoot a thought in the different direction, the opposite direction of the negativity. So you're not letting it hang there and you're not letting it like kind of fester and propagate and kind of just like create more of itself in your subconscious. We're really trying to get to the point where we're counteracting the negativity with positivity. And Virgo, you should be good at this. If you make it like kind of like a plan or like just something, a strategy is the word I'm looking for, that you implement whenever that happens, you'll notice changes very quickly. It's your mental diet, right? You're feasting on your thoughts. So if your thoughts are predominantly like, I'm no good, this sucks, it's not working out, what do you think your life is going to look like? And I know it can be difficult and I know it can feel wrong, right? And this is also why I recommend for you, Virgo, to keep a journal, because when you keep a journal, you actually are like imprinting things into your subconscious. It's one of the most effective ways to actually get things to sink in here. So just like, you know, I recommend taking the advice of journaling. I think you're very much going to enjoy it and it's worthwhile for you because I think it's going to be something that also comes naturally to you, Virgo. Okay. Threads of Fate. Trust. Trust yourself. Trust your ability to be kind to yourself, to create things that are important to you. The void is this nexus point of nothingness. And that's where creation comes from. It comes out of nothingness. So if you're feeling the void, nothingness, that's a wonderful opportunity to imprint somethingness into it. It's a very powerful place. It's where creation starts, is from nothing. It's where light begins. When darkness exists, light begins, and it opens up the field of all of the things that come with light. So just know that, like, if you're feeling that void point, I would say, where are we looking? July 11th would be a date to look at. If you're feeling a little voidy, good time to actually start creating something imaginally that you really desire, that is really important to you. July 11th, remember that date. And the Weaver. So we weave together our thoughts and emotions into something, a tapestry that is our life, that is our being. This is relationships. This is abundance. This is harmony. This is career. We weave together the various components. In an earlier reading, I used the metaphor of a song. Like each aspect of our life is a different part of a song, the rhythm, the tempo, the instrumentation, just the melody, the harmony. But it's also a tapestry. We're weaving together different aspects of our life to create a beautiful like blanket or whatever it is that you're creating. And we do that by really honoring the different components of our life. Our health is a huge part of that. And our ability to weave something requires focus, and it requires persistence. It requires something that is an ongoing effort for the fulfillment and creation of something that is beautiful. And that's what you should be doing, because Virgo, you have this ability to pull from so many different areas in your life that are really like pretty magical. Not everyone has the skill set to be aware of all the little things, right? Other signs like Sagittarius and these, it's very broad. It's very expansive. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It's all this stuff. I'm a Sag moon in tropical, and I am a Scorpio moon in Vedic. And like these are like much deeper, and like we're looking at big fucking themes, and that's great. But Virgo, you have the ability to really get in there and look at the little stuff and piece things together and do those intricate weavings and get those like cross stitches just right and create this beautiful thing. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. It's a very powerful skill that a lot of people wish that they had. So this is like your superpower, really focusing on the fine, intricate designs of your life. That is like, it's your superpower. So don't squander it. Don't waste it. I think you're going to have like a very powerful month, but just don't get too discouraged if it does feel restricted at any given point. Hey, Bunny, how you doing? So I just want you to remember that like July is a month full of opportunity, but to really actualize that, Virgo, you have to be persistent. You have to stick with it. You need to be willing to put in the effort to actually actualize those potentialities. And it may not be a straight upshot of feeling amazing, but it is this month. Like I said, all of the planets that are moving into it, there's so much opportunity here for action, movement, communication, expansiveness. And yes, Saturn and Neptune may be saying, hey, pump the brakes a little bit. It's not going to be so easy. Whatever. It's no big deal. It's like an authority figure saying, you can't do this. You can't go in there. Well, you know what? If you're creative, maybe you can get in there. Maybe you can be persistent and kind of find your way in there. I want to go back to that 7 of Swords, though. Don't take shortcuts this month. Don't take shortcuts this month. Put in the work. If that scares you, if it sounds icky, if it doesn't sound great, so what? That's what you got to do. Don't take shortcuts. It's probably not going to be the outcome you want. It's probably going to create more work for you in the long run. So please take the time to actually do what you need to do. Okay, Virgo, have a great